Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Beth, and I have a very special video to film for you today. So this video is in partnership with YesStyle. So they sent me a few items to try out for you in this video, and I also have quite a few items from Kaja, which I purchased from the Kaja website, but the items are also available at YesStyle. So I'm going to integrate both of those, but this is basically a K-beauty, Asian beauty themed video. So I will have timestamps down below if you'd like to skip ahead to any particular portion. But I thought I would first kind of go over what I have, and obviously I'm coming to you barefaced, so I will be kind of demoing the products and telling you a little bit about them as we go through the video. So the first item here from YesStyle is the Hamish, I want to say. This is their BB Moringa Ceramide Tinted Moisturizer, Makeup Plus Sunscreen, UVA, UVB Protection, SPF 30. And they sent it to me in the shade 21C, Light Nude. I believe this is the lightest shade, and like a lot of kind of Asian BB CC creams, it does look like it has a little bit of that kind of gray tint to it, which actually works well for me because I have, I guess, a more desaturated skin tone. It's not super peach or pink or yellow or anything like that. So yeah, I'm curious about that. And then I think what is most interesting to me is this vibrating brush they sent. So this is the brand Cover Fit, I think, or that's the name of the product. And then Vanau is the name of the brand. And this retails for like $95. So haven't used this yet. This is going to be kind of my honest first impression experience with the product. But yeah, it looks like you get both brush heads and like a puff. So that'll be interesting to obviously apply the BB cream with. And then they also sent a blush from the brand Klavu. And I apologize if I am butchering any of these, but this is the Natural Powder Blusher in the shade Angora Pink. So pretty light shade. I think it's a little bit more pink and less peach, I think, than it's showing up on camera, but yeah, we'll apply that. I am kind of curious about this brand. I hadn't heard about it before YesStyle sent this product to me, but Lauren May Beauty recently did a YesStyle video, and she used an eyeshadow from this brand that was incredibly beautiful. So I kind of went over to the YesStyle website to look that up as well. So that's kind of on my wish list. And then finally they sent a flat eyebrow pencil from the brand Keradium. And this is in the shade gray brown, or taupe as we would call it probably. So taupe is generally kind of the shade I go for in brow pencils. I don't like anything too warm, so we'll see how that does. And then from Kaja, so a word on, I guess, YesStyle and the kind of pricing and shipping and that kind of thing. I think on the whole, YesStyle tends to have lower prices on brands like Kaja than you would find at Sephora. Even when you get like a 20% off discount, I think it's worth checking the YesStyle website because they do have some things that are much cheaper than like Sephora prices. And Kaja, they have a US based website, so their price on that website is the same as Sephora's generally, but apparently they run these like crazy like 70% off sales sometimes. So I kind of took advantage of that sale and purchased quite a few items, but in the event there isn't a crazy sale like that and you can afford to wait a little bit because YesStyle ships from Asia, so it just takes a little bit of time to get your order. It's not going to be as fast as like Sephora. So if you can afford to wait and you have the patience to wait, it's definitely worth taking a look at. And you do also have brands like this that aren't sold at Sephora. So from Kaja, so I basically purchased quite a few of their bento boxes. And I'll give you some price comparisons and everything later on. But I picked up the shade Orange Blossom, which is a very popular one. Rose Water, also very popular. And then Glowing Guava. I like how they indicate kind of the shades on the top of the box. And then I also picked up Spiked Ginger. I know a lot of people were recommending these bento boxes for the Sephora sale, so I was definitely happy that I picked them up from the Kaja sale. And Kaja did just release 2 new Bento boxes. I think State of Kate said that she was getting them in PR, and I think like Teresa's Dead said she was picking them up. So if you are curious about the new shades, make sure to check out their channels. I'd only had one before. I had the shade Mauve Bouquet. And I picked this one up because I had a friend who was getting married last year, and I just thought this would be a really pretty kind of bridal themed little trio to wear for the wedding. And I don't think this is one that most people talk about, and I was kind of underwhelmed by this particular one, so I'm hoping those other ones really impress me. And then I also got a few lip products. So I got 2 of their Whipped Dream. These are multi-eye and cheek color. I thought these were also for the lips. All right, so I definitely had the wrong impression of these. I thought these were also for the lips, but they are not. So I'll probably have to postpone these to a different video because I already have eye and cheek products. That makes a little bit more sense because I was curious how they were different from these products that I already had. These are the Love Swipe. They're like a moussey kind of liquid lipstick. So I do have some lip products, and they have just released one other lip product, the ones with the little keychain type charm on them. Kaja really hugs that line between like gimmick and really effective product. In fact, if you can tell, I just cut the sticker on this, but it says, as cute as it is good. So yeah, that's kind of their mantra, but multi-eye and cheek color. All right, well, joke's on me. I didn't read it closely enough, but yeah, that's definitely an eye and a cheek color. But I do have those lip products like I mentioned, and then I also picked up a couple of their gloss shots. So their glosses, I got the Crystal Clear and the Milk Tea shade, and I've also heard good things about this particular formula. So yeah, excited to try that out. They also sent over as like a gift with purchase the Innisfree Dewy Glow Jelly Cream with Jeju Cherry Blossom. And unfortunately, I kind of took it out of the package to look at it, and it ended up kind of, I don't know, I ended up kind of getting my hands into it. So that's kind of the texture of that. It's not really the type of moisturizer I go for generally, and it has some fragrance in it, so I don't know. It was a nice gift with purchase, but I didn't realize it was going to be like a full jar. I thought it would just be like a little one. Okay, so let's put the Kaja away for a moment. So before I apply the BB cream, I'm going to apply some of this Tarte Quench. I'm not quite sure what the texture of the BB cream is going to be, so I don't want to put on something too emollient. I do have dry skin, and I did my skincare earlier, so I just want to make sure that I have kind of a nice hydrated base. Usually I apply some kind of hydrated primer beforehand. And I think I will also go ahead and apply my corrector, so I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury one because usually I apply corrector before my base product, and you can see what a big difference this makes. Could have stood to put some more eye cream underneath as well, but oh well. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about this. So I do like that they have an expiration date on the tube. That always makes it easy to keep track of. Obviously it makes sense with sunscreen type products. So I'm pretty sure it's just a mineral sunscreen, which I'm not a cosmetic chemist, but in theory, the like physical blockers of the mineral pigments don't expire, but don't quote me on that. And YesStyle does have free standard shipping with any $49 purchase, by the way. Okay, so this is the Moringa Ceramide BB Cream. Comes in 6 colors. Right now it's marked down 20% off, so it's $13.60 down from $17. And I'll put a little picture up of the swatches. But it says this lightweight BB cream offers smooth coverage of skin imperfections like uneven skin tone for a flawless and natural looking finish. It contains ceramide, which is a great ingredient, to fortify skin's protective barrier, love that, and moringa oil to control sebum production. I don't generally have the issue of too much sebum production because I have dry skin, but it says the lightweight and creamy texture adheres well on skin without feeling stuffy or looking cakey. Available in 5 shades. And the first few ingredients are water, cyclopentasiloxane, titanium dioxide, zinc oxide, glycerin, caprylic, capric triglyceride, more dimethicones. It has niacinamide, which can be a little sensitizing to me in high doses. So if I do have a base product that has niacinamide in it, I try to avoid any other products with niacinamide. So I believe this only has mineral SPF, which is definitely my preference. I find that some chemical filters are irritating to me. The only, I guess, downside for me on this is that it does contain some essential oils towards the end here, like lavender oil, bitter orange leaf oil, bergamot, mandarin orange. So I'm trying to see if they have fragrance on here as a standalone ingredient, or if any fragrance is just coming from those oils. But yeah, definitely prefer to not have those, but we'll see how it kind of smells and feels. It says cover up any redness while also fortifying your skin's barrier. So I do have kind of more like rosacea prone skin, so covering up redness is definitely a key thing for me. I love the barrier care, ceramide backed hydration, cover redness, zero darkening, keep skin hydrated. It says fermented moringa oil. Yeah, they say it's tested for low skin irritation. They do have some before and afters for like the skincare. For the use, it just says in the final step of your skincare routine, apply an appropriate amount evenly to your face. Add another layer of the product to a troubled area for better coverage. So that's good to know that it could be kind of buildable. Okay, so before I open this and get it all over my hands, I'm just going to quickly go over to this vibrating brush here. So it looks like it comes in two different colors. I think I got the orange one. It also comes in a pink color. I think other than the box, the only kind of colored bits are just that little ring and that button. And like I said, it does retail for $95, so I'm kind of expecting something pretty impressive. There's one review, 5 stars. It says a must in every sense of the word. It's a lifesaver. One thing that did occur to me, so I think it's kind of easy. Well, it does have a warranty card. It's easy to kind of scoff at this sort of thing, but I can see how this would be really good for someone with any kind of mobility issues, like, you know, anyone with severe arthritis or other mobility issues. I don't know, it looks like it's taped, so you can tell I haven't been into this. I think, you know, things like this are or can be for someone. You know, they might not necessarily be for me, but they could be kind of, as the review said, a lifesaver for someone else. So let's go in here. Kind of looks like a skincare device. It does have a bit of a bend to it. Interesting. It feels pretty weighted and substantial in the hands. Okay. Is this just like a cover? I'm guessing this is a cover because it comes off and it has like a little like dock or something. And I think this takes batteries. Oh, and they're already in here. That's nice. It looks like there's just a little plastic that you have to not pull out the battery. So was that 3 different speeds? Are you the type of person who reads instructions before using a product? So like I said, we have a brush and a puff, it looks like. And these are also sealed. I guess I appreciate their attention to hygiene and safety, but I don't know that it's necessary. And I'm pretty sure you can get just the replacement brush heads. Obviously, these can detach from the device for cleaning, but like the puffs especially, I can imagine it would be a little bit difficult to clean past a certain point. All right, so, oh, you get 2 in the box as well. Okay, so there's another one down in there, and that is what the little puff looks like. Okay, so that's really interesting. I don't think you dampen these, so I was just trying to think of something I could compare it to. Almost, I guess, like kind of a traditional like little triangle latex sponge is kind of how it feels like. And then this is the brush head. So it has a very interesting shape. It feels very soft. The thing about super compact bristles like this though is that they can sometimes be a little bit difficult to clean. You really have to kind of get in there. I don't think I ever had like a, was it Artiste brush or anything, but I can see how this would be kind of a similar deal. All right, so I'm doing what I think you do. So I kind of pushed in and twisted to get it to kind of match the outline of the device. So it says, okay, power. So let's see. We obviously have, I'm assuming Korean. Yeah, Korean instructions, and then we have English, Chinese or Japanese. Looks like Chinese. Maybe that's it. But at least we have English, right? So power vibration mode button. Power, once you power on, that's low. Twice, so this is normal. And then thrice, doesn't sound like it's more intense, but that's supposed to be high, I think. And then you press and hold the button for more than 1 second to turn off the power. Okay. It has an auto power off after 3 minutes. It says the weight is 158 grams, so probably not the most like travel friendly thing you would want to take. And just to show you, it has little kind of, I guess, air holes, so you don't have to worry about this getting super disgusting. If you want to kind of put it away, it also keeps the makeup or whatever getting on your desk. So they say after taking out a suitable amount, they're all into their suitable amounts, aren't they? A suitable amount of the base makeup product, dab it onto your forehead, cheeks, and chin to apply. And then you press the button and apply it gently by moving it from middle to the outside of your face. We recommend using this product lightly without applying pressure to the skin. Okay, so they say it's more effective to feel the vibration of the cover fit rather than rubbing it against the skin. So they say turn the brush counterclockwise to detach after use. Wash and dry it thoroughly before storing it. Realistically, I don't think most people are going to wash it every time they use it, but there's that. And for the puff, it says you apply the base makeup to the puff and you still move it around. Okay, so that's interesting. So it's kind of whether you apply it to the face or to the puff or to the device. Okay, so I think that is all I kind of need to know. So this is the actual product, like I showed you. 21C Light Nude, and this is, does it have the amount? Made in Korea, 1.05 ounces or 30 grams, so kind of your standard. So this is a squeezy tube and pump, and I'll show you, it always takes a minute for the first, you can see all the air is kind of being sucked out of it. And I know, like, especially with like Charlotte Tilbury products, people complain that there isn't a lot of product. But I think they do that, they fill it to whatever is specified, but they need the air in there for it to be able to like function properly and not explode. So very, very thick texture there. And I might do some comparison swatches in a moment, but I'm just going to, I'll try the brush on one side, and then I guess the other side I might try, I don't know, my fingertips or a sponge, just so we can kind of see the difference. So you can see it definitely has more of that gray kind of cast to it. I'm gonna start on low. Okay. It feels like, it took me a minute to place it, but it almost feels like I'm using an electric toothbrush in terms of like the vibration. So it just feels kind of weird, kind of tickly. So I'm trying to use the edge to kind of get around. All right, so that's half done. I think it's a pretty decent match. And that was just on low. So like it has a light scent. I was worried it was going to be super overpowering, but it's really not too bad. All right, so you know, I think these types of products are meant to be pretty kind of natural in the finish, but it's still a tad dark maybe, but we are going into summer. Although that doesn't always mean too much for me. So we'll see how, I mean, I think I have more discoloration and a blemish and everything to cover up on this side. But the finish is really pretty. I think, you know, my skin looks really nice. Okay, so I'm just gonna zoom out just a touch. Yeah, it almost, I don't know. I have a feeling like if you know Hannah Louise Poston, if you have that kind of olive undertone, I think you might really, really enjoy this product if you're that kind of really light color. All right, so I'm just gonna apply to this side, and I just want to see, like, if you didn't want to spend the money on a $95 brush. It does feel really nice. So I'm not quite sure if I put the same amount on this side. It looks like the brush, I don't know if it retained more coverage or if I just didn't apply as much. You can see it did a decent amount, like covering up that blemish. I'll take it a little bit underneath the eyes. So yeah, if you do want a product that you can apply with just your fingers. So it has kind of, I don't know, I would describe it as like a luminous velvet type finish. So I'll just apply just a tad more where I have some kind of discoloration up here. So I don't hate it, and this is the lightest shade. It's not like a perfect match for me, but you know, I can probably get away with it, especially if I applied some more bronzer. I'm gonna grab some other kind of Asian BB creams, that kind of thing, and I'll be right back to do some comparison swatches. All right, so I had a couple other comparisons that came to mind, so I'll apply this again. So closest to my wrist, I have the Hamish BB Moringa Ceramide Tinted Moisturizer. And then next to it, I have the Misha Perfect Cover BB Cream in number 13. I think that's probably a better shade match for me. I have the Perio Cica Clearing BB Cream in 21 Light Beige. I thought I also had the shade 13, but I'm not sure where it ran off to, so. And then for good measure, I also grabbed the Arborian CC Cream in Claire. This has one that has like those pigments that you have to kind of disperse, so it comes out looking white. And then finally, I'll just throw in the e.l.f. Camo CC Cream in Fair 120N. All right, so there are some comparisons for you guys. Hopefully that gives you some idea. Let me know if you have any other comparison requests, and I would be happy to throw those up on Instagram if you are interested. So those are the swatches I have for you. I'm kind of debating whether I want to powder. I might go with a very, very light setting powder, but while I'm ruminating on that, let's talk about this eyebrow pencil. So this is only $5.50, so quite the bargain. It looks like it comes in 5 shades. It just says, Silky Smooth Eyebrow Pencil fills in, defines, and shapes brows to perfection. Ultra-fine tip lightly deposits pigments, mimicking actual brow hair for a natural look that highlights the sparkle of your eyes. For natural-looking brows, apply liner with precise and short strokes, following the natural growth of your brows. Again, I'll throw up some swatches of the other shades, and it has some like infographics here that I can't translate. I think it might be waterproof. But this has, I like how they have a different colored cap, so you kind of know which one to open. And again, this has an expiration date, which is always nice. So this has like an oval tip to it, and not the softest in the world, but I guess if you want your eyebrows to kind of stay put, you don't want it to be too creamy. It does have a spoolie, kind of a like shorter, fatter spoolie. Typically, I'm not really an eyebrow pencil kind of gal. I usually just apply a brow gel, either a tinted or clear, just brushing through, and then, so that's how they look. You can see the before and after. Color-wise, I think it's a good color. Calling something gray-brown made me a little concerned because I have neither gray nor brown hair, but as I said, taupe is basically just gray-brown. All right, and then I think just to kind of keep everything in check, I'm gonna go over that with my Benefit Brow Setter, which is just a clear brow gel. So let that dry, and then I think I could get away without concealer, but I think I do want just a little bit more brightness under the eyes. So it's always tough when you have a base product that's maybe not, a little bit too much there, that's maybe not your ideal shade match, because then it's like, do you double down with the concealer, or do you try to revert back to what you would ideally want to use? So I'm just going to use my Too Faced. This is the Ethereal Light in Sugar, and it's pretty lightweight, so I'm just going to put a little bit on there and then blend in with my BK. I think this is the A507, A506. So far the BB cream is pretty agreeable in terms of that blending in. Okay, so to go in with a very light setting powder, I'm going to use my Kosas, and I do want to set underneath the eyes. And then I'll just take a big fluffy brush. This is the BK 102. They should be having a Mother's Day sale. I think they usually do. Refer is currently having a sale, 40% off sale. I do plan to use a Refer brush in a moment. But I don't want to take away this finish because I think it's really pretty. I just want to make sure that the blush and everything kind of blends well. And yeah, still a tad green, I would say. But anyway. Okay, so the only thing left from YesStyle that they sent is this blush, and this is in the shade Angora Pink. So like I said, I am very interested in that eyeshadow that Lauren May used, but we're planning to travel abroad at the end of the month for about 10 days. So I just don't want to risk, you know, packages arriving during that time if I can help it. But anyway, this is the compact, and again, they do have expiration dates, which I very much appreciate. And let me tell you a little bit about this. Make sure my Refer number 5 is cleaned off. So it looks like it comes in 5 colors, and the price does range a bit. This one is currently $11.90, but they have some that are as low as $6. And that's not uncommon for YesStyle to have different prices for different shades. I guess other retailers do that as well. They put some on sale. But the one that's like $5.95, I guess, is like 50% off for like a 48-hour window or something. So it says, finely milled and translucent, this powder blusher brightens up your complexion with its refined and long-wearing pigment. Formulated with pearl extract, it boasts a silky, buildable formula that doesn't cake even when applied with fingers. So some have a shimmery finish, and this one is matte. So champagne, nude, and orange blossom are shimmery, and then soft peach, Angora pink, and rosy peony have a matte finish for a natural, soft, focused wash of color. And these do contain talc, if that is something you are concerned with. Yeah, some really pretty kind of natural shades there. Okay, so this is, like I said, Angora pink. Feels very smooth to the touch. Definitely going to be on the light side, though, I would say. I think I might need a more intense application here for it to show up. So I'm going to get the Refer number 4 and really kind of build it up. Very, very subtle. Like, I think it definitely does bring some life back to the face. So if you are like blush phobic, you might want to look into this one. I think I prefer just a tad bit more. I thought about layering this over one of those Kaja Cheek and Eye products, but I wanted you to kind of see the true color. It doesn't have a lot of kick up though, I'll give them that. Like, I'm really kind of digging my brush in, and it really doesn't have anything coming up at all. So Formula-wise, I think it's nice. I just think this color is really, really subtle. So, not bad for the price though. All right, so that is it for all the YesStyle products, and let's go ahead and get into some of these bento boxes. Since I only have 2 lip colors, I might start there and then work my way to the eyes. All right, so I'll swatch these and then we can decide which one. So this is Love Swipe, and neither one of these shades is like my ideal shade in this product, but I purchased these from FabFitFun in an add-on store, I think, so I was kind of at the mercy of what they had. I think I want to go with the more kind of mauve-y tone over that brown. Yeah, they have a very fruity scent, I think. And then I'll apply a gloss over it. Speaking of which, I'll have a little bit lip oil still on. So yeah, so these have that really kind of soft, silicone-y, kind of blurred effect. I think another good reason to shop K-Beauty is that they do come up with a lot of innovative like formulas and that kind of thing. Like Amanda Z was just talking about the Rare Beauty tinted lip oils that are brand new and selling out and everything. And she was saying how there are some K-Beauty brands that have basically been doing that formula for a while. So if you want to get on the cutting edge of some of those formulations. So again, this is Mauve Bouquet. I'm not going to use that one. My one kind of gripe with these, I guess, and I'll go ahead and swatch these products just for the sake of curiosity. I got the shade Rose Merengue. So that's what they look like, very kind of chunky. Oh, so yeah, they always have these little pieces of sticker, and I think they all say the same thing, as cute as it is good. That one feels a little bit kind of more liquidy and sheer, not as like moussey. These are marketed for different purposes, obviously, but I was just kind of confused by this product in general. And then I also have Rose Macaron. So yeah, you can see how it looks there. And I just went ahead and twisted it and it all kind of came off. So I could see using that on my cheeks. I'm not a huge like cream blush person, but do you see how, I don't think I swatched this one today. Like formula wise, they don't seem super different. I don't know. So that's just kind of my confusion there. All right, and then let's pull out the other 2 shades in that Whipped Dream product. They sent a sample card. Unfortunately, they're opaque, so I can't see, but there's Coral Souffle and Mocha Tart. So a more coral shade and a more kind of brown-based shade. I'll have to figure out a way to try that in a different video. I didn't pick up their new lip product. It just, I don't know, didn't really appeal to me. So I'm leaning towards wanting to use rose water, and I'd already opened all of these just to make sure they weren't damaged or anything. I do like how each of these has a different color story, so you can easily pick out which one you want. And they do have like a different color for each of the shades. And they are like really cute and travel friendly. So I'm thinking I will probably bring at least one of these to London at the end of the month. This one is Spiked Ginger. And they all have these little plastic sheets in between. I just need to tip out. And they do have little mirrors on the inner cap. I mean, I think they might have a protector as well. So whenever you get a mirror that looks like it's scratched or just a little cloudy, you want to make sure that it doesn't have a film on it, which, yeah, can be hard to see sometimes, but so much clearer. And you can, gosh, if you squint, you can kind of fit your eye in. So I don't know what good the mirror really does. I would rather they, I guess, save the expense and manufacturing supplies and just omit it. But so that one is Spiked Ginger. I thought that one would be really pretty come fall or even summer, you know, nice bronzy eye. Then we have obviously rose water. So that is really gorgeous. Looking forward to using that one. Kind of looks like ice cream. All these little stacks. This one is all shimmery. So they do have different finishes. Some are all matte, some are all shimmery. So just be kind of aware of that. I already showed you Mauve Bouquet. I like the ones that have at least one matte shade just to make it easy. And then this one is Orange Blossom, also another very popular one. The packaging does make it a little, all these little plastic discs are flying everywhere. The packaging does make it a little bit harder to show all the shades, but very pretty. And then finally I have Glowing Guava. And one of these, I can't remember which one. There was one of them where the sticker left a little bit of residue, which I found annoying in general. Oh, it was this one. It was Spiked Ginger. So I don't know if you can see, there's that little bit of residue and like on the side. So I just need to get some alcohol, like rubbing alcohol, or I try not to use Goo Gone on products like this if I can help it, because it can get into the product if you're not careful. But anyway, this one is Glowing Guava. They really like their kind of seals. I wonder if it's a Korean like regulatory requirement with all the stickers and everything. I wouldn't be surprised. So that one has a nice matte shade, and I guess there's no really rhyme or reason, two matte shades actually, if the mattes or the shimmers on the top. But anyway, lots of fun. I mean, these are just so fun to look at, aren't they? So that is my current stack. I have ordered Chocolate Dahlia. I think State of Kate recommended that one, so I will get that at some point, but it's just taking a little bit of time for that to come in. Okay, so I always use an eyeshadow primer, and I'm just going to use this one from Ulta Beauty. And I know a lot of people who really love these bento boxes and use them a lot. They kind of apply them with their fingers, but just knowing my eyelids, I don't think that's going to be a good idea. So I'm just going to set the primer, the Charlotte Tilbury powder, and yeah, I want to use rose water. I just don't know. You know, actually, I might kind of pull a khaki trick and start with the blush in the eyes. Could have just probably used this to set anyway. It is giving a little bit of dimension. I was just watching Taylor Wynn's Sephora recommendations video, and I looked up what she was wearing on her eyes because in general, I thought her makeup look was really beautiful, and I do have quite a few of the products that she recommended or was wearing, but she didn't specifically recommend her eye look. So it turns out she was using a Wet n Wild palette that you can get on Amazon for like $9, and then she was wearing a Kaja Moon Jelly. And again, liquid eyeshadows and me don't always kind of get along. They just tend to crease. But I thought I would kind of add that to my list. Okay, so I'm just gonna swatch these before I go in. So top one, I think the different shades do have names, yeah, but they're not on the palette. So really pretty sparkly. I think, you know, this burgundy kind of color, I mean, that is sparkle, isn't it? I think I can maybe get away with that. It's just kind of my like depth color. All right, so I'm gonna use a Rephr 28 brush, and as per usual, once I start filming, my desk becomes a nightmare, so I can't find anything. Going to go in, especially with these darker shades, I just wanna kind of tap off too to make sure I'm not putting too much. I just like to be able to control the placement a little bit. So I think with this palette, like I'm just trying to kind of show you what it can look like on its own. But I feel like this is definitely, with these types of formulas, I would probably want either an all matte palette to pair with it, or I think I'm getting a little bit of fallout, or just to bring one of these shades in as kind of like the hero kind of topper shade. All right, so that is the darkest shade, and then I'm gonna go in, like I said, as cute as this packaging is, it can be a little time consuming just to go back and forth between the different sections. And then this is the middle, and this is just a dry brush. So I just want to kind of see how it does with these different techniques of application. And then finally the top shade. This, I don't know, I'm just gonna go in with my finger, I think. So really, really pretty kind of scattered light effect. I'm gonna go into that middle shade again. Yeah, I'd say definitely be careful with fallout. I would try wetting a brush, but I just don't think I need it. I'd say generally my preference is for more of a kind of solid metallic with maybe just a little bit of a, you know, smattering of glitter on top. But I'm gonna take my Gucci bronzer actually. I just feel like the lower lash line needs a little bit more dimension. Using a bronzer as a shadow is always a good trick as well. Especially if you're trying to limit kind of the number of products you're using or what you're taking with you. So I think I'm gonna leave it there. You know, I do have hooded lids, so sometimes getting the crease to kind of look right is a challenge. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. So I'm gonna hop off camera to apply mascara, and then I'll be back to do the lip gloss. All right, so mascara is on. I just used my favorite Holy Grail Tarte Lights Camera Splashes on the upper lashes and my Clinique bottom lash on the lower lashes. And I think all we have left is the glosses. So let's see where I put those on this desk. Okay, so like I said, I have the clear and the milk tea. I think I'm gonna do the milk tea because, you know, it's a clear gloss. So this one also has the sticker, of course, and let's see if I just twist it. Okay. So most of them do remove cleanly. There's still a little bit of residue, so not crazy about that. But anyway, this one has a very curved applicator, like so. It doesn't really have like a discernible scent. And this one, I mean, it's pretty sheer. That's what I'm trying to say. So it's nice. It's a little bit more like a liquid lip balm, I think, than like a really thick gloss. Like, it doesn't feel super sticky or anything. So you can see all the fallout from that shadow. But yeah, I think that might be a case where it would be better to apply those over a cream shadow, like maybe prime and then apply that, or maybe apply like a glitter glue. But anyway, I like it. It's just, you know, a little bit of a kind of know what you're getting into kind of situation. So that is the last product, like I said. So overall, I think a pretty successful endeavor here. And of course, I will have everything linked below if you'd like to check anything out. But I thought I would just kind of quickly run through some of the price differences between the YesStyle website and like the Sephora price. So these Love Swipe mousses, they retail for $21 at Sephora. You can get them for like $10.80 or $13.50 depending on the shade at YesStyle. And the gloss shots that I just put on, these retail for $19 at Sephora. They're about $16.90 at YesStyle. And these Whipped Dreams, they are $21 at Sephora versus about $14 at YesStyle. And finally, the Bento Boxes, these are about $10 cheaper on YesStyle, so about $16 instead of $26. And YesStyle also has like affiliate codes and coupon codes that you can use as well. So I hope that kind of expanded your horizons a little bit in terms of what is out there in the makeup world. Let me know what your favorite product was that I tried on, or if you have another hidden gem that you know about that you need to share. I'd love to hear it, but that's gonna do it. So I hope you guys are all doing well and staying safe, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.